What is up, Nintendo Land? Welcome to the Nintendo Open Air Podcast. Nintendo is once again progressing down the path and creating future opportunities. How are they doing this, you might ask? Well, with cardboard, of course. It seems that Thursday reveal rumor was true, and we now officially have Nintendo Labo on the horizon. Did Nintendo effectively communicate the power of the idea with Nintendo Labo? Will players enjoy the inherent gameplay experiences? In the words of Nintendo of America COO Reggie Fils-Aimé, certainly. But of course, we'll be constructing our own opinions later in the episode, so fold yourself into a comfortable position and stick around. Of course, we got to start off tonight. Let me introduce our panel. We have all the regular crew with us tonight. We've got Z, Mo, Max, Eric, and of course, I'm your host, Jason. So we're going to get to Labo a little later in the episode tonight. I thought we'd start with some numbers from the NPD Group Inc., which is reporting on December numbers, I guess, now. So we've got 1.5 million Switches sold in December, more than any other console. And we've got best individual game sales. Number 3 was Super Mario Odyssey, 4 Mario Kart 8, 9 Breath of the Wild, and number 16 was Splatoon 2. So, any surprises there? I thought Splatoon 2 would be higher myself.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't know. I've been thinking Splatoon 2 is not taking off like I expected that it would. Maybe there's just too much other stuff out on the console now, like, you know, because we kind of got into it when there was nothing else on Wii U. So now maybe with choices, people kind of pass on it. Yeah, that's true. Everything is.
My opinion on Splatoon 2 is the biggest audience. I think we figured out when we were playing the biggest audience. Most of the people that we ran into playing Splatoon 2 were people who obviously had played Splatoon 1.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it was, again, it was the 1.5 syndrome we talked about before it even launched. I just don't think there was enough new to it.
Yeah.
And I don't think it attracted enough new players. I'm sure it attracted a fair amount. But you know what I mean? It still came out too early in the console cycle. And I think...
Yeah, but
go ahead.
You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you changed it too much, people wouldn't like it.
Well, no, but they could have added more. They could have added more to it, and by adding
content?
more,
more content.
Now that said, they did add a good amount of content to it, but they really needed to.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's still coming, but they needed to add more, and they needed to enhance the experience. And I'll go back to all the friend list BS and trying to figure out what people are playing, and you know what I mean. I should be able to log into the game, pop up a list of everybody, all of everybody on my friends list that is playing, what they're playing, and I should be able to send them a request to join, and they can either, you know, accept or deny or whatever. But that's how that
too. If you're in the middle of a heated battle and you get a little
and if you want to put yourself,
but after a match or something,
they disturb options. Or even in between matches or whatever, just however, you know, works. Just a modern, like every other game on every other console works. Like it's just like for those of us not.
But those are also things to bitch about after you've already bought it. The
fair enough.
Haven't bought it, you know, and I don't think that's something that's going to dissuade them. The voice chat was probably laughable and may have turned some people off. But I think if you look at it, like we'll say conservatively, a third of Switch owners now probably got it in December for Christmas. When Breath of the Wild's in Game of the Year discussions and Mario Odyssey is the hot new game, I mean, let's say you're only going to get 2 games. Splatoon's going to fall by the wayside. Yeah.
How do you
explain Mario Kart 8 Deluxe though?
That's just an evergreen. That's a magical evergreen. That's a couch game.
Yeah.
Nobody, right? Splatoon isn't a couch co-op game, right? You know what I mean? It's not something college kids are going to play in their dorms with each other. At least not in the same way.
Yeah.
right? Mario
it's the
Kart's
same
that game
reason.
that families play together. Splatoon isn't.
The same reason versus Mario Brothers is number one in the eShop this week. Again, is because Mario Kart is something familiar that people recognize instantly, and are like, "I want that thing that I've always liked."
And it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Where
to give
Splatoon is
Nintendo credit, it
untested,
is.
kind of.
It's the definitive, but right. It's the definitive accessible kiddie racer. And always has been. Splatoon is what
Better
it
than
is,
Diddy
and it's
Kong
great.
Racing.
Oh, I miss Diddy Kong Racing, man. That to me was the better racing game. Always.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Maybe I just
I
didn't
played
like
that to death
the Donkey Kong
on.
branding.
That was on 64, right? And then I got it again on DS, I think. Is that where they released it? They re-released it on
DS?
something.
Oh, DS.
Yeah, I think they re-released it on DS, and I played.
right.
That's a rare game that I played most of the way through. Twice.
A rare game indeed.
Yeah.
I think it's made by Rare.
I'm just.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't
Hey-o.
even get that on the first pass, man.
But yeah, it's
Speaking,
go for it.
Wait, how is that better than Mario Kart 64 though?
Because it's
the
got
story
Diddy Kong
mode
in it.
No, because it had a story mode. It had it had you actually had a little world. You had a little world that you drove around in, and you had to unlock tracks, and you had bosses that you had to fight. Some of your boss fights would be you're chasing a boss character, and you have to pick up a particular type of item or knock over a particular tree in front of him, or you know what I mean. But it was creative, like they were all still racing related. You were still always in the car driving around, but you were actually there was a little world that you drove around in, and it was kind of like Donkey Kong 64, where there were little zones you'd go in, and when you went into the zone, there were a bunch of tracks, and you could go to this track or that track.
It'll probably be the racing equivalent of Mario Ace's story mode when that comes out.
Yeah,
you'll have to defeat enemies by playing tennis
something
with them.
similar, maybe.
But anyway, Jason, you were getting to something.
They could release Diddy Kong Racing on the Switch Deluxe. Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
It was more difficult than Mario Kart as well, if I remember correctly. Am I thinking?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
It took more.
Now too.
There was more variety in the tracks. They were a little more intricate in some cases than Mario Kart tracks, because again, they were really. It was designed more to be a single player experience that also had multiplayer capability, whereas Mario Kart is just that pure multiplayer. That's all it is. It's like how ARMS, there's nothing to it except the fighting. Like if you played the test punch, you played the whole game. That's all there is. And Mario Kart's kind of the same way. You know what I mean? There's really no depth to it. But Diddy Kong had a whole single player adventure, and again, it had a complicated world with all sorts of little secret areas to find and items to collect, so that you could open up the next round of tracks to race on, and boss levels and all sorts of stuff. It doesn't
bother me that
creative game.
It doesn't bother me that Mario Kart doesn't have a story mode. Like, it'd be weird if it did.
But you never play it anyway.
At this point, it would. I agree. Mario Kart is what it is. It stands on its own. But Diddy Kong was unique. Diddy Kong Racing, and if they could get that, I assume that's some of those licenses are weird or tied up, or maybe not. Maybe Nintendo wholly owns them. Like Donkey Kong Country seems to be no problem. So I don't know how that works, but I would love to see them re-release that Diddy Kong Racing. Even just the I don't think it ever showed up on Virtual Console, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it didn't.
And since they've released Mario Kart 8 so early in the Switch's lifespan, it's very likely they could have another game, another racing game that would.
How about F-Zero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
Hey, how many years has it been?
Here's the thing.
Decades?
Here's the thing. Fast Racing Neo is so close to an F-Zero without being an F-Zero that to me that says Nintendo's not doing an F-Zero.
Yeah, I kind of think I sort of think that they might hand the reins over to them to make an F-Zero game. Like,
But that's what I
how
mean
they-
is if
Oh,
they
no.
did, they would have done it before they put out 2 or 3
yeah.
games already on their consoles that are almost
Yeah.
the exact same thing.
I don't find fast racing. I don't think fast racing is as good. I don't necessarily care for the mechanic of the phase shifting that they've got.
They just everything. It's just like with Metroid and the stupid dodge thing. Like every game has to have a gimmick now, some sort of gameplay gimmick like that. Like just being a straight old racer isn't. It's boring to people now. There's just so many
Well,
straight old racers out there.
F-Zero
I guess.
never really evolved though, other than graphically. It was just the same exact mechanic, just on different courses, and that was fine. You didn't have to add.
Well, from
stuff,
X
you know.
from X to Cube anyway. I would argue
GX.
there was a massive evolution from, like, to me, F-Zero on the Super Nintendo just isn't the same game. It's just
No, I don't care for that one. But the
Yeah.
64 is my jam.
yeah,
a lot of people
What's
prefer
the
the
one on
GameCube one.
GameCube called?
GX.
I'm
GX?
split. Both of those really, like, to me, both of those games were fabulous games. The Cube one was a better single player, and a little more difficult for multiplayer because the tracks were very long and varied, so you just didn't see your friends much. Whereas F-Zero X, that slot machine, man, nothing beats that friggin' slot machine.
Yeah.
I don't know why that should be in every game like that, or
Casino
something.
level.
Like, there's actually a game on the eShop right now, some dodgeball game that somebody pointed out to me that's got a similar mechanic. It's 6 player, but once you're knocked out, you have the ability to, you have some kind of thing, and people are comparing it to that slot machine in F-Zero X. We're way off topic, Jason.
We are.
Yeah. Just reeling it back into the NPD report, the last thing that really stuck out was, of course, 3DS, which had the best sales since December of 2014.
3DS
The
or
best
2DS?
sales in 3 years.
I assume it means all
Both.
3DS.
Yeah,
Of course,
the
but
family.
I'm assuming it means 90% 2DS at this point.
Yeah.
But
Well,
still,
and like I said, the $80 regular 2DS, they did the Zelda one with Ocarina. And then they had a Mario Kart 7 one and the new Super Mario Brothers 2 edition. At $80, those are pretty, I mean, those are almost a throwaway stocking stuffer to some people, I'm sure. For $80
kids.
to get into that system. Yeah. So that they
Yeah,
probably sold a ton of those.
Yeah, an 8-year-old asking for Mario Kart,
Yeah.
$80 for Christmas. That, for most parents, that's probably a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Zelda or whatever it was. Yeah.
no wonder how many times people
So-
were there for a Switch and ended up buying a 2DS or 3DS or whatever they could find. I mean,
Yeah, that's a good question.
I wonder about that, because
Was
that's
scarcity a problem?
Switch
in the
scarcity or
holiday?
3DS.
Switch.
Probably was a little bit
Switch scarcity.
It
in
was
certain
Yeah.
cities.
Here and there. Again, I was when I was
Okay.
was filling out the paperwork for my new cell phone on, what was that, December 10th or 11th ish. I heard multiple people ask salespeople for Switches and be told, no, we don't have any right now.
Yeah.
And then again, that was a
yeah,
week after
that's
seeing
probably
that
happened.
pallet
Yeah.
with at least 100 of them on it.
Like I said, I had a friend who had decided that he wanted to buy himself a Switch on December
Christmas
24th.
Eve.
Like, not as a present, just for himself. Was like, hey, I think I'll go pick one up. And when he went to the stores, there were none there.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
I was like, you probably picked the worst day to decide finally that I'm going to get a Switch. But he was able to get one like the next week. So I think the stock.
Okay, well,
situation is
in light
pretty good.
of those good sales, do you think the 3DS is still dead, or
Yeah.
you're gonna keep it? Yeah, still dead.
I mean, Nintendo won't say that it is, but yeah.
Are they just gonna leave it in limbo?
I had mentioned earlier this week, I was just perusing every now and then I forget all about the 3DS having an eShop. And I was like, I'm going to look and see what's on sale.
Well, even
'cause
though you log into it every week.
Yeah, I
Or you
log
do that
in
immediately.
and then I log immediately back out. I just get my coins.
You don't do the Wii
Yeah.
U one?
No, I just do the 3DS one anymore.
Who turns on their Wii U anymore?
Me
Yeah.
too.
But I went in and I was like, let's look at the sales, because there's always like 7 pages of crap that's on sale in the 3DS
Nothing on sale.
shop.
Crap being the operative
There
word.
was only one page.
Okay.
And a lot of it
So,
was
like,
the
7
same stuff
games?
that's always on sale, like darts and probably 3D soccer or whatever. But
Both of those are
I
made
was
by
just
the
like,
same.
this is the least
By the
amount
way,
of games.
just both of those that
Yeah.
you pointed out are made by the
Yeah.
same company. They're both terrible.
They're both always on sale.
Well, I think like you said, like Nintendo's not going to officially say it's dead because
No.
it doesn't officially have a successor except maybe the Switch. But I think they'll just leave it in limbo, which is perfect for me because I can work on my back stock.
Well, at this point, they can just keep re-releasing old Pokemon games and keep themselves in business.
Shin Megami, old Pokemon game, yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
That's true. I forgot it's not dead. Shin
Just
Megami's
re-release a
coming.
bunch of.
Oh, you, dude, yeah, Mo, you're. I don't ever have to visit the eShop. You described exactly what's in here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you just looked at it right now.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's.
You forgot
they should-
Aquamoto Racing 3D.
Yeah, they should have some. They should add some animated tumbleweeds to just scroll through. Just scroll through there.
Some cricket.
Yeah, they could
cricket
Dylan's
sounds.
Rolling Western tie-in. Yeah, crickets and tumbleweeds.
Like I said, we'll probably see. There was a lot of games that probably started, 2 years ago or even last year, maybe before the Switch became a big hit that started development, that we'll see those kind of trickle. But after the Switch launched to success, I don't think anybody's developing a new game for the 3DS. And I'm pretty sure Nintendo's probably done. But you don't know. At E3, they might blow your mind.
I see them. I see them leaving it in limbo. But go ahead, Z.
As long as they're doing these kind of sales numbers, why would they kill it?
Yeah.
You know?
I know. Right?
Well, because it's
Right?
now that they've merged their development teams. When you have to think like,
3DS and.
Yes,
I mean, you know what I mean.
The console.
They can sell
and
the
portable.
3DS on its. They can sell the 3DS on its backlog for.
Well, right.
For at least
Yeah, I think
another
they'll
year.
keep making the systems. They still haven't officially told us that the 3DS is dead in the US.
I mean, yeah, because like the biggest thing that kills a system is the new system, but.
Right.
I have a feeling the
they say
last
that
ones
Switch,
that will go out of production. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
No, I was finished. The last things that'll go out of production is what?
Are the cheapo plastic 2DSs? The little kitty one.
Yeah,
I have a
definitely.
feeling
I don't know.
those will
I
be
could,
the
that's a
last-
nice
I could
price
see them
point,
canceling those because they're eating too many sales away from the 2DS XL, which isn't selling probably.
Well, no, but you know what I mean. I think it's some.
But they want that low price point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think those will drop to like $60. Like right at that point, every kid will have one.
Yeah.
It'll be like $60 and it'll come with, the last version of Mario Kart. Every kid will have one of those. My kid will have one of those.
What they should do is like a NES Classic Edition, one that comes preloaded with a bunch of the eShop games that were on the NES Classic. Still think they need to do a collection for those.
Yeah, you know what? That's the thing. I bet you those will. I bet you they'll start selling when the eShop, when they close the 3DS eShop, they'll start selling those preloaded with a bunch of crap.
Yeah, but there's a lot of garbage there, just like the Switch.
Oh yes, some of it I've gotten.
Yeah.
Well, we've had a report now from December, and we've got now Ace Research of Japan has done a sort of analysis for the end of last year and predicted some sales. They say that I think the Switch has surpassed Wii U lifetime sales, and it might have sold 7 million units October through December, which would bring it up to 14.6 million for lifetime sales.
Yeah. I think we're all kind of expecting that at least within the year it's going to, but I wouldn't be surprised. We don't really know how many units they pumped out for Christmas, but although Reggie had warned that it might be scarce, it seems like that wasn't the case. I think they kept the
Reggie
Switches
always
pretty
lies.
good. Yeah.
Reggie always lies. Whatever Reggie says about a particular product's availability.
That was the first like
the
reverse
opposite.
lie thing though, because usually it's always there's going to be plenty.
And there's none.
Yeah.
So the moment he said there's gonna be none, or it's gonna be, might be limited. Wink, wink. Yeah, I knew.
Yeah.
I don't know. You didn't know when he said it.
The only thing they're ever honest about is like special editions, like that Zelda.
Yeah. Your favorite quote.
The Zelda with a statue. Yeah.
It is what it is. It's limited. You better jump on it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, you do know anytime it's like a limited software, those they're not they're not lying about. When it's a special edition, you better get it day one or else it's gone for the most part. Except for
if it's a Nintendo product, you better get it day one or it's gone. For the most part.
For software.
What limited edition did you not have to get day one?
Bravely
Third party.
It was still there. Like,
Xenoblade Chronicles.
That's true.
It's probably
I was in Best Buy a week ago and there were still Xenoblade Chronicles special editions behind the counter.
Editions.
Oh.
Yeah. But when it's when it's that much more expensive too, I'm sure there's probably some Fire Emblem special editions and stuff.
Yeah, the Fire Emblem Warriors special edition has been going on sale actually. So
yeah,
if anybody hasn't got that game, it's brilliant. If you like Warriors games, you like Fire Emblem.
Yep, I liked it.
Play it now before Hyrule Warriors comes out.
If you like Warriors games stripped of their best quality, which was their historical accuracy.
This has Fire Emblem historical accuracy.
Yeah, if it's a universe you care about, like from what the Zelda one, there was no real continuity to the Zelda universe and Zelda Warriors other than characters and vague settings,
Yeah, they threw Linkle in there.
There's a new character. Yeah. I think the Fire Emblem Warriors is probably a good litmus test for them on how big Fire Emblem is, because I think that's like kind of where they overstepped. Like Fire Emblem's becoming a popular series, but I think this one might have been just a move too far, where it's like, all right, settle down, guys. You're not that big.
No, I think
Jason.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions on Wii U. I mean, I don't think I know one person
that too.
played that, and but
that'll probably be coming to Switch.
I'm sure it's big in
Japan.
Japan.
There's another port.
And they figure it's got enough legs in the West with the phone game and everything. They're pushing it, but I imagine for a lot of consumers, it's like it's a crossover between what and what. Yeah. What are these things?
Yeah, the thing is, I think stuff like that requires you kind of to be an existing fan of Fire Emblem. I don't think you're going to get a lot of
Warriors games at least.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wait, I still don't know what it was a crossover. FE something sharp. What was it again?
It was
on the Wii
Tokyo
U?
Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was FE Sharp.
And what is it? A crossover Fire Emblem and what?
What was the main game?
Shin Megami Tensei. Oh, I don't know.
I'm
was
not
it Persona? Shin Megami?
Oh, yeah. Nobody even knows.
I'm not sure either.
Hated it. Oh, yeah. I just saw two RPGs are crossing and turned off the direct.
That's pretty much how I feel about it. Yes.
Yeah, it is Shin Megami Tensei.
Is it Shin Megami? Yeah, I thought it was.
Eric, not Sony.
Yeah, Eric. Why
Yeah,
did
Eric.
know that?
Our resident Shin Megami fan.
Well, I did kind of know that, but even though when they crossed him, I don't like the. You know
how many listeners just turned off right now?
What do you mean you kind of know that? What the hell does that mean?
Well, I mean,
People
what
are
I mean
switching
is,
us off right now. They're like,
but
that guy's not a real Shin Megami fan.
I did know that, but I forgot, and then I was like, wait, maybe they crossed it with Persona, but Persona is kind of like the same thing, right? But not.
But not.
Well, it's the same company.
All of Atlus's games are kind of the same thing.
Yeah. All
Are they
RPGs
not?
are kind of the same thing.
Yeah. All JRPGs look the same to me, man.
But
so
except for that,
I like
that's
Fire
easy.
Emblem. I love Shin Megami.
That's
They
gonna
are-
be
I
a
mean,
system
I like
seller.
Fire Emblem. I love Shin Megami, but when you mix them together, it's just I don't know. I don't like mixing.
Two great tastes that taste weird together.
Yeah, Shinigami, my Fire Emblem. Yeah, Fire Emblem, my Shinigami.
Yeah, but you mix them and it's just weird. I don't know.
And
Like peanut butter and bananas.
Yeah.
Let me
Some people
kind of
like that.
reel us back into the
Yeah.
topics here.
We have topics?
We have topics, believe it or not. But to go on what I believe it was Mo was saying about this being a litmus test for how popular Fire Emblem is, there was recently a poll in Japan about the most wanted new games for the Switch. The top 4 are not very
Mother
surprising.
3.
Well, it's not Mother
No.
3. It was Animal Crossing, Smash Brothers, Pokemon, and Fire Emblem. So, Fire Emblem's top 4. That's in Japan. So,
Yeah.
but it's still pretty. It's pretty interesting lineup. Animal
Yeah.
Crossing on top.
I gotta imagine Smash would
Yeah.
be if they were to do the list over here, Smash would be on the top.
Well,
Yeah.
But do people want a new Smash, or are they happy to just have?
I think they want
People always
Smash
want
Smash.
new
Because here's the
stuff.
thing. That's what I think is I think there's enough people that didn't have the Wii U that are like that didn't they got Mario Kart, right? And now they want Smash. That's the other big one. And Splatoon, I guess. But right, the big 3 from the Wii U that I can think of. I can't think of any others. That everybody was like, ooh,
Wait.
I'm still not buying a Wii U, but I wish I could play that.
Yeah.
Were Mario Kart, Splatoon, and Smash.
That's the. I
And
And of
also
course,
wonder
Star Fox Zero.
how many copies of 3DS Smash sold this Christmas because the Switch didn't come out. They were just like, "Oh, I'll just get it on 3DS."
Oh yeah, fair enough. And that's true. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember what the numbers were, but I know they sold a ton of 3DS Smash.
now that would be a 2DS system seller right there. If they made a Smash edition.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Pretty
yeah.
big deal.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But I think they'd only pair it with one that had the nub because they want to show off that functionality. But you never know.
Oh,
I
that's
played
right.
it nubless forever.
I forgot the little
And the faster load time on the
plasticky
new-
ones are
Yeah.
not news.
And you can
I
post a
forgot.
Miiverse.
Yeah.
They're gonna make
Just-
little plasticky new ones. I bet
the
you.
new regular ass 2DS. Non-XL. Yeah. I mean,
The
they
new
could.
old
They'd have to
style.
bump it up to $100 then.
No,
99.99.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Is right.
For
I
a
think
nub?
I have a feeling they will drag out the 3DS as long as humanly possible. Right. The Wii.
Yeah, they will.
I think they will. So I think we
Maybe
will
that'll be our
see-
Black Friday model next year. Is the
I think they will eventually. I think we will see
Yeah.
one new model of in that line, and I think it will be a new version of the cheap plasticky 2DS. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we're going to see that.
It'll be interesting to see what they call it.
I have a feeling they've got more special edition 2DS XLs planned.
Yep.
That no
They
one's
probably
going to
do.
buy.
Well,
Yeah, I
the
agree.
well, the 2DS XL right now is called the new 2DS XL, so they could just call it the new 2DS, right?
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, because there is no
Oh, there you go.
small one, is there? The small one. That's
Yeah,
why.
there's not.
That's another reason I think they'll make a new version of the plasticky one. But okay, so Animal
Yeah.
Crossing topped the list in Japan. I know we had this conversation. And I think you guys probably disagree. To me, Animal Crossing is something that you get obsessively into once, and then you remember it fondly and play the games again, after that, but not like that first time.
It's like falling in love. You never have your
I guess
first again.
I guess me and Max are the only veterans of the series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a lot
do you mean
more
the
of you
only
than us,
veterans?
probably. Well,
We
he
played
means
all
as
the
far
games.
as that.
I
that
missed
he
the
played the crap
GameCube
out of
one.
all of them. Yeah,
We played
And
them
I-
all. I mean, for pretty close for me at
For
least.
years.
I played within a year of the of the next version being released. So,
it's like
and I played the
Splatoon.
3DS one even longer. So,
Yeah,
Like for me, I played the DS one to death.
Mhm.
I never.
Wild World?
I missed the GameCube. Yeah, Wild World, I guess, was the DS one. City Folk just somehow didn't grab me. I played it some. Somehow Animal Crossing to me has always felt like a portable game. Just on
Yeah.
Now it can be both.
on the big console, it didn't work as well. On the GameCube, I might have felt different, but I don't know. Yeah, now it can be both. And it's a game that I'll buy it, I'll play it, I'll probably play it mostly handheld. Nowadays, the wife and I will share a town instead of having our own. But yeah, I mean, I'd get it. I know you guys, like Jason, Max, you guys are way more excited about it than probably Mo or I.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if it's like with Pokemon, are the games getting worse, or are people just tired of playing the 12th version of,
Yeah,
Pokemon?
that's
Like,
what it is. Like,
because
Pokemon
Animal
games
Crossing
get
might
better.
be that, where it's always going to get new people, but there's certain people that are just like, man, I've done this 3 or 4 times. I'm not going to
That's
start
exactly.
Well, New Leaf was pretty good though.
I
It
don't think
was.
it's getting that way with Animal Crossing. I think the
Yeah.
opposite is true. I think we're starting to get more new features that people have wanted for a long time, and the series is actually improving instead of declining.
like Grassware.
Yeah.
The grass
okay.
is abnormality, but
I would disagree, and I would say that Pokemon is not declining. The Ultra Sun and Moon notwithstanding, I don't know,
Yeah.
but up to that point, Pokemon was continually getting better, and the 3D was a big jump. That was nice,
Yeah.
but beyond that, the incremental changes are like, you know what I mean? It's like each time a new Pokemon game comes out, it's that much further behind people's expectations because the incremental changes are not keeping up with what people's expectations are. And what people's expectations are what other companies do. Like the online multiplayer on Pokemon, there's some neat stuff. Don't get me wrong. That Nintendo's done very well with trading and battling, and even the voice chat on the DS games. But beyond that, that's really kind of an outlier. Like, you know what I mean? You still can't easily do co-op stuff in Pokemon with your friends.
just look at the online trading, how backwards that has been. We should have had what we have now back on the DS.
Fair enough. The
Yeah.
online trading, the online trading now is fabulous. And same thing with Pokebank. Like, you know what I mean? All the Pokemon stuff actually seems way ahead of anything else Nintendo's doing in the online multiplayer space.
It brings a lot of money in, so they probably don't feel so bad about allocating a lot of energy into the Pokemon.
And they
stuff.
may not. Well, and they may not even have anything to do with it. That's the other thing. That may all be Game Freak and the Pokemon Company or whatever. You know what I mean? That may just be because Nintendo's not involved in it. Therefore, it works. Right. But and even then, now all that said, it's pretty cool. All that stuff with Pokemon Bank works great, and the online trading nowadays works great, and all that stuff. There still A, should be more of it, and B, it should not be limited to Pokemon and a few other things. Even Splatoon lacking.
I have a feeling when Animal Crossing drops, we're going to get to reuse that Nintendo app finally for its second ever game. And I already told you guys, I'm sure just like with Splatoon, they're going to have like an order system where you can order furniture every hour through the app or something.
Yeah,
they might even do that, try to resurrect their voice chat.
Well, they talked about the Switch being, the center of a galaxy of hardware. I didn't think that galaxy of hardware was going to be my phone and my television and a bunch of friggin' cardboard boxes, which we'll get to in a later topic. But that's something else.
That's what Nintendo does. They give you the things you never knew you wanted.
That's right.
And didn't know you didn't have space to put.
Like Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Before we wander too far from Pokemon, I want to pose this question. Pokemon on Switch, will it be an all-new experience, something totally different? Or is this going to be Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon version 2?
Wait,
it'll be
I think
has
they'll
it
give it a
already
different
been
title.
confirmed?
Yeah, I mean it's confirmed that they're working on it.
And it won't be obviously it won't be in the it won't be in the Sun Moon line because that's been tainted. I kind of think I don't know. If they go all out, they might do a reboot of Red, Green, Blue, or whatever.
Switch Silver and Switch Gold.
You think
Yeah.
so? No possibility on like Coliseum or Stadium.
I hope not.
I think the fans will
people would
not.
burn down their Kyoto headquarters.
although we're not there
If they
yet,
tease a
I could
mainline
see
Pokemon game and they drop something like that, no way.
a Labo Snap.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Snap
you know
Then
what?
again,
Labo.
you said they want to keep. Then again, they want to keep 3DS going for as long as they can. If they drop another mainline Pokemon, that would keep it going too.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
what-
think they're
the
done.
Cinderella
I
Mo.
think they're done with that.
Never mind.
yeah,
Sorry, what was it?
they basically said they were developing Pokemon Stars and Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon alongside each
Mhm.
other, and they needed another pillar for the 3DS, and that's why we got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I think they
Yeah.
see that as a mistake. I hope they do.
So you think they're not going to release Stars, or what do you mean?
Well, they were developing it for both systems, and then they said we need something more for the 3DS, so that's where it went.
Yeah.
That's how I understood what they've said. I don't think they'll put another Pokemon game on the 3DS unless it's released on the Switch as well.
Or not another new one anyway.
Wait, why would you?
Yeah.
Why would they release one on the Switch and the same game on the Switch and the 3DS?
I don't see them doing a parody.
No.
I think
Because like they can't even connect with each other, right?
Yeah, but
I mean, that's the
Pokebank.
big thing about.
Yeah.
No,
might
they can
be able
both. They can
to.
both. They
Oh,
can trade. They
all
can
right.
trade Pokés through the Pokebank.
Yeah.
Right. There's internet
That'd be
connectivity.
kind of weird, but
You could possibly use
No,
the
it wouldn't
Switch's
be.
IR camera to,
I mean, I've
to
got-
talk with the IR on the
Yeah.
3DS maybe.
That reminds me. I haven't checked my
Ooh.
Pokebank in months, but actually, I think it's probably coming up.
Probably
renewal
got
pretty
some
soon.
interest coming.
Oh, I got mountains of Poke. Yeah, totally.
They actually did the
Pokemiles.
infrared in what? Leaf Green? Fire Red?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the generation that did the first infrared?
Is that on advanced?
yeah.
What? Infrared? What are you talking
I'm
about?
pretty sure.
Oh, infrared trading with no
Fire
cable.
red.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was advanced, right?
Yeah.
Wait, was that advanced?
I
SP
think so.
had the link cable, didn't it?
It did.
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
IR might have been new to the DS.
DS, yeah. I guess you're right.
GBA
Did
had
the
the
DS
cable.
have
Was GBA.
Did the DS have
Oh, well.
IR?
The DS,
DS
did,
had
I think,
IR.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I
well.
remember because
Sound like an old age home.
we used to trade Pokemon over IR. That was an option on the DS games.
Yeah.
My buddy and I used to just to
We
try
will be
just
in
in
order.
different ways. You had to point at each other for the
In
IR.
the end,
It
I
was
think
weird.
we agree for the most part with Japan, except for Fire Emblem. But
Except for
Jeez.
Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
No,
and we would
that's
shift a
Inazuma.
few things up and a few things down, and there's some weird Japanese obscure ones. And I know Yokai Watch,
Yeah.
for God's sakes. I don't remember if that was on the list
Yeah.
or not.
probably, yeah, they had a pretty big list, and some of them, like in Zuma 11, are on there that are,
Mhm.
I would like an Inazuma 11 though.
yeah,
Of course you would.
you're the only one. He went to
Yeah.
Shin Megami and Zuma 11 crossover. But yeah, there's I think our ideals are pretty in line with what they want. I don't think F-Zero was, or was
was a Monster Hunter on there?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
I
think
it
it
was.
was.
no Monster Hunter. Oh, it was okay.
Certainly.
It's reassuring to see that our ideals are similar and to
Yeah,
know that Japan is pushing for the same things that we want over mostly.
Yeah.
because that means we'll probably be more likely to get
Yeah.
it. Because they're going
Right.
to listen. We always feel like they're going to listen to Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
Or more so than us. But yeah, I think they know. I mean, everything that's on that list is probably in development already anyway.
You hope so.
I don't think
Well,
there's, I don't think
it's
there's
at
any
least-
fan
at least
list.
New
it's in
Earthbound?
development, but
No, but it's they've
They're
got
aware
it
of
on paper somewhere. Yeah,
If they aren't aware of it, then they
Okay.
surely are deaf and blind because
yeah.
the fans have been pretty
New
outspoken.
Earthbound.
new Mario
That
Maker,
was on
new
that was on
Grand
there
Theft
too.
Auto.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to go ahead and
use your My Nintendo points to get Earthbound. Oh, sorry.
we want to roll into our next topic, and that was again on Animal Crossing, because we love talking about Animal Crossing. Nintendo recently renewed their patent for Animal Crossing, and that includes for software, for mobile, for merchandise, just pretty much everything Animal Crossing. So you think it's just, they're covering their bases, or is this something's coming?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes up,
No,
they
it's
have.
gonna help
There's a time when it expires and they have to re-up it. So, of course, they're going to re-up that.
Yeah, it's going to help them sell 20 million Switches.
Yeah, I don't know about 20 million. Maybe it'll help them get 220. Help them get 220 million, maybe.
But they're pretty close already, man.
Get
Yeah.
220.
Yeah, we don't know. I really don't know.
No, remember
like,
it's
as
supposed to
far
be
as
20.
what the pull of Animal Crossing is, as far as how many people are on the fence until an Animal Crossing comes out. But,
It's hard to say because
remember, he didn't say 20 million lifetime. He said 20 million plus whatever they sold before. So it's more like 32 or whatever.
If the numbers are right, it'd be 37 million. What they're shooting for by March of 2019. Yeah. Animal Crossing would be a huge stepping stone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for me to say because most of my gaming friends are Animal Crossing friends first. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It gets the excitement.
Well, but then again, a lot of people already have a Switch, so they'll buy Animal Crossing. They're not going to buy another Switch. But yeah, it'll bring more people in.
People buy more than one 3DS.
Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Nintendo knows what
one
games.
Switch.
And Nintendo finally, who was it? It was somebody over there. I think it was Kimishima was admitted that they don't think that multiple consoles per household is going to be a thing. They were saying that
he initially said that, but then
now
he
they
didn't think it was. But now they're like everyone's going to want their own. Yeah, so.
Yeah, he initially said that it would be one Switch per household with 3DSs for young children and
for the kids,
other players. Yeah.
Now it's a Switch in every room.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, I think he initially said it was just he didn't expect it to be multiple per household, but now he's saying he thinks everyone's going to want their own.
That might be true for Animal Crossing. I know I would hate sharing a Switch with my sister for Animal Crossing, but
if they can, if they can crack that, I mean, here's the thing about it. For them to crack that, I think we've talked about it before. I think they got to sell it bare. I think a lot of people have brought that up already. That they got to sell just the unit without the dock.
Just as a handheld version of it.
Just no dock, no
Switch
cables.
Basic.
Yeah, just a charger, the tablet, and 2 Joy-Cons.
Switch Lite.
Well, if they're not doing the dock, you wouldn't even need the charger because you could just use the USB cable.
Yeah.
Although, as you can attest to, it does not seem to charge at the same rate that it consumes energy when it's not docked. Because when it's docked, the screen is off, so it charges fine and stays 100%. But when you're playing it in handheld mode, it slowly goes down.
If you get the low battery warning and then plug your Switch up,
it's over.
It depends. To play online.
Game over, baby.
Those little plug-in bricks do have different wattages, and the one that they ship with the current Switch, they wouldn't need one that powerful because it doesn't need to power the whole dock and that whole business. So they could make a cheaper one, but it would still have to be more powerful than probably what comes with your average phone. I think the new fancy phones that have the super duper quick charging is probably good enough to keep your Switch charged while you're playing.
Maybe DNA could help them develop quick charge for the Switch.
Yeah,
that'd be a huge selling point.
I don't think that's their kind of business, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. That would help out a lot, though.
Yeah, Switch 2.0 is quick,
which I fully expect.
Switch XL.
Yeah,
I think we all feel it coming.
Switch XL.
You were saying, Jason.
So our next topic, I have to say, is one that has totally blown my mind, but I also kind of love the idea, and that is bringing competitive gaming to the Olympics. So this is going on in Japan, and they're taking
If anybody's
steps.
going to do it, Japan would.
They're taking
Sorry.
steps right now. First off, they've got to get rid of the laws that, or go around the laws that prohibit any kind of gambling, which would be getting cash prizes in a video game tournament. Once they circumvent in Japan, which I think they're going to do that as early as February. So
don't they have to also get around like sitting on your ass not being an Olympic sport?
Well, you know what's funny is this reminds me like
chess an Olympic sport?
I don't think it is.
No. It's what?
It's probably
No.
one that it's
Okay,
probably
go
has
ahead.
been in the past because there's ones
Chess.
that get kind of shuffled in and out.
think so.
But it reminds me when like snowboarding became an Olympic sport, like that people were just like, there's all these athletes that don't kind of look like the traditional athletes, and now that skateboarding is going to be in it, that's going to bring even more people. And then we're finally going to have just like this really fat kid with zits all over his face. That's like, I'm an Olympic athlete, you know.
I mean, that was a major thing you bring up about when they brought in snowboarding and skateboarding. I don't remember who it was specifically, but some of them, you know, most Olympic athletes are pretty professional when they interview them, but then they get like snowboarders in there and they're swearing and saying things that are
it's
not really
rad,
fun.
dude. I was coming down. I just started ripping it. Yeah.
But you got to worry about that reflection of your country.
Yeah.
So if you get, I'm not sure how many gamers fall into. Let's represent the United States with a gamer, but maybe I think.
Well, we know how most gaming communities are. I'd rather not those people be representing us to the world.
They're pretty toxic.
But then I don't know. You know, given our current political climate,
true.
it kind of makes sense.
That's true. Can you imagine if they just show like they televise it and they're just like shit talking the other team all the time, throwing controllers at each other.
But
well, there's one law you talked about. I didn't understand. They said you can't have
I think it's
a
in
sport
Japan.
where they compete for a cash. Yeah, in Japan for a cash prize. Well, that means that no sport. I mean, like you can't even have a tennis tournament or all the sports tournaments we have here are for cash. I mean, nobody just plays them for like bragging rights, right?
I'm not sure how that works. Maybe video games fall into more of a gambling thing than professional sports.
I mean, they have sumo wrestling. I know they got to win cash for sumo wrestling.
You know what? There's all those pachinko gambling machines and all that kind of stuff, and I bet they have special laws specifically, and all like remember what are those things called? The gotcha machines, the little the little bubble things. They got to have special laws to handle all that stuff over there, and video games probably fall under that umbrella.
What Japanese game doesn't have some sort of gambling in it? I mean, even Pokemon has gambling.
Yeah, I mean everything over there in Akihabara is friggin' crane games and win this and win that kind of stuff, and yeah, totally. It's all gambling. I'm sure. I don't know. Can you win stuff from the games like the old days? Right? You got tickets out of the games at Chuck E. Cheese, and you could go trade them in for stuff. That's gambling.
You still can at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, that's child gambling.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Nintendo or Japan's just like, what do we have?
But I mean, like,
and they're like,
but that's not.
games.
It's not totally up. It's not totally up to Japan, even though the games are taking place in Tokyo.
No, that's why I'm sure they're
not
pushing
totally
the
up
Olympic
to
Committee and.
No, they're just pushing.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's up to the.
But I'm sure there's,
and I don't think
I guarantee
get in there.
I
but
guarantee
go ahead.
you, Korea seconded that motion. They are huge about the esports.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Well, being that 2 out of the 3 major console makers are from Japan, it would do well to promote their country.
Just to say what
I mean, ultimately, it's up to the IOC.
Right. Just to say, to echo what you were saying there, it's not for the Tokyo games that they're trying to push this. They're pushing this for the 2024 Paris games.
Yeah.
It would still be summer game.
Oh,
But I think
It
what
takes a
they're
little time.
hoping when they can exit out of the Tokyo games, they can maybe lead into that.
It'd be
And
more awesome as a winter game.
Yeah, I would think that suits like being holed
Sitting
up in a room.
indoors
Yeah, like that's Christmas time to me. Summer's a little more outdoorsy stuff. Of course, that's
maybe they'll
I-
play outside.
Yeah, but then you can't see the
Glare on the
screen.
screens. Can't see
Yeah,
anything.
exactly. Screen glare. It's an inherently indoor thing, playing games.
But then there's other things
We'll
like
see.
table
Yeah.
tennis that
Yeah, that are indoors. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as the IOC is concerned, the president of the IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee, says they are considering non-violent games. So, and
Which leaves out everything except arms
Tetris.
and
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nintendo.
arms and
Tetris.
Splatoon.
Does
Oh,
Mario
we got
Kart
Dr.
count?
Mario back and forth.
Well, wait a
Mario.
minute. Yeah, puzzle games
Yeah.
would be good. I would think racing games would count as non-violent.
Yeah, they have to have something in mind, but I mean, technically, Splatoon is non-violent, sort of. Technically, Smash Brothers is non-violent.
They
being that,
wouldn't
you know, there's no
count
blood
either
and
those.
stuff. So
Cartoon.
yeah,
I don't think they'll count beat 'em ups or fighters or shooters
Right.
of any kind will
maybe
probably
they'll
not
play
make that
video
list.
chess, Eric. They'll play Chess Master competitively.
I would think it,
Yeah.
if anything, it would be something like Tetris. I would think
Yeah.
some universally renowned classic, puzzle game or
Bland.
something.
The thing is, with video games, it's such a
Yeah.
broad
Something that wouldn't be fun
category
to watch. Yeah, what
that
would you
they would
wanna
have to
watch?
have. They would have to have like a pool of games,
Counter-Strike.
or something where they're. Because if
Non-violent.
you're just playing Tetris, then it's not really video games, it's Tetris. So they'd have to have something where there's a multiple rounds of different games or something that
Mario Party.
that you're doing. There you go. But Mario Kart, the thing is there's not enough skill in Mario
She
Kart.
said party.
I know.
Oh.
But you were saying like with Mario Kart being there, it's like that, and Mario Party too, there's not enough skill based that you can say, oh, well, this person
how about
deserves a
Uno?
gold because they rolled a 3 instead of an 8. You can't, you can't have the Olympics decided by a video game dice roll. Well, what do you think you did wrong? I don't know. I guess if I just waited a few more seconds before I pressed the A button, I might have got a different random roll. So it has to be something that's precise enough too, because like Mario Kart, it's like you were doing so well. What happened? I got fucking blue shelled, man. Like,
oh man, they got the perfect game for it, Rocket League.
Yeah, and that's a big competitive game. But for when I think competitive games, I mean Rocket League's got a scene, but fighters are really what you see the most of. I don't know what other games.
Not
entirely. Like the strategy games, right? Like what's Dota 2 or some of those other lane-based strategy games. Like I would imagine that if they're going to do it, it's going to have to be, or League of Legends or whatever. That's the thing is, I would imagine if they're going to do it, it's going to have to be something that is that is a worldwide popularity, like one of those.
Well,
Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
Well, will it be one game? Will it be different? Are they going to have?
I think it has to be multiples.
Or will it be like the World Championships that Nintendo does?
Yeah, why not have Rad Racer and Super Mario Brothers?
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is it going to be?
Yeah, I think it would have to be that format where it would have to be multiple. Because, like I said, if it's just Tetris, then it's just Tetris. Why even call it video games? Be like, this is saying Tetris is an Olympic sport, not video games. So I think it has to be multiple games to prove that you're the best.
I don't think this is going to work for this reason. This discussion that we're having right here. I don't think this is going to fly.
Or what if it's it's a team and you're like, oh, this is our Tetris player, and this is our Smash player.
This is the guy that rotates the Tetris pieces, and then this is the guy that drops them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why it will work, though, and that's because they're planning these tournaments and everything, building up to the 2020 Olympics to promote this. And they're estimating it's going to bring in $5 billion annually. They will
Well,
make
Olympics in
that's the
total.
other
Wow.
thing is Olympics. You hear every year that the viewership of Olympics is down and down and down, and it's getting less and less relevant, probably to the newer generations. So maybe this is something. Yeah, they could be trying to draw new people in.
They said they were specifically targeting millennials to start watching because that's what's popular with millennials is watching competitive gaming.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they
I
say.
don't know, it just clashes with the idea of the Olympic athletes so much. But yeah, because of the money, they might push it through.
That pretty much tells you that the Olympics are dead as like an institution.
I know,
and
right?
They're just right.
Maybe
They
Maybe
no
they'll put
longer
bottle flipping in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So,
but I don't think any of us here have that fire inside of us to want to compete.
what's your training regimen like? Well, I roll out of bed.
And I grab a Mountain Dew, and then I get some Cheetos or Doritos.
What's your healthy diet for training for the Olympics?
I asked my mom to make me some Hot Pockets.
Tostinos, pizza rolls.
Some pizza rolls. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, I mean, I can already smell the bull crap of the official stick grip of the Olympics and the official pro controller. Yeah.
Or Cheetos, snack of champions.
the official,
the
official junk food of the Olympic video games.
McDonald's already sponsors the Olympics, so it's right. It's already a joking.
Yeah.
Start having. I want to see some of these kids on a Wheaties box.
The only thing an Olympic athlete can eat
boxes.
at McDonald's is the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the coffee.
They're good for getting your calories up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're all very excited for that topic.
All right, so no one here is planning to pursue a future career as an Olympic athlete.
I mean,
I think we're just too old.
I think
it's a young man's
Momo
game.
could have a shot at Rocket League.
I know. Yeah, Mo's.
Not if you've ever seen me play. It's like I always say about any other online game. Once you go online, you start realizing no matter how good you thought you were, you weren't.
Yeah,
there are definitely people,
especially if you're playing on the Switch.
Leagues and leagues. But you watch some of those, like if you actually watch competitive Rocket League, it's a different game. It really is a different game. The level that I play, like where my car is on the ground 90% of the time, compared to if you watch the competitive one, it's like they rarely are on the ground, flying around and doing crazy stuff. It's like it's a completely different game once you get to a certain level.
And they have, now that I'm thinking about it, they have launched several TV shows where it's sort of a multi-platform type of experience where they play different games try to make it like a team event.
Oh,
And how long do those last?
King of the Nerds?
I don't know if they even last
2 years, 3 years?
They never last very long.
I think King of the Nerds lasted 3 seasons, I think, or yeah.
I personally would still rather watch curling than video games on TV.
Yes. I love curling.
I never watch esports.
Yeah, me neither. But we're all old.
Yeah. The kids these days can't get enough. And, I don't know how much of people watch because it seems like Let's Plays are pretty popular. I don't know if, Let's Plays I would think are more popular probably than competitive. They all have their kind of like little niche. But then again, how many people do you know that are hardcore javelin fans and follow the javelin game on the non-Olympic years?
Right.
So I guess popularity doesn't.
But I'd much rather watch javelin. Yeah.
Every 4 years.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about the Olympics is it's one of those things that's it was an event that happened only every few years, and Like you didn't see these sports back in the day. You just didn't see these sports otherwise. Nowadays we have the internet. No, nowadays we have the internet. You can see this anytime, any day. You know, all of it.
You can, but you don't.
Want.
Unless it's on like some sort of compilation of people taking it in the nuts or something.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for the pole vault. Ooh, took it.
There's still the excitement of a live sporting event.
Yeah.
And it, and when
but his video, I don't know.
And
I
it's
don't want to offend anybody but video games.
I mean,
yeah,
but
national pride.
That's my Mario player.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how much national pride I would have in America having the most wins on the esports circuit.
Yeah.
I would be shocked.
How much pride do you have from any other event, really?
Yeah. I mean, I would expect Korea and Japan to dominate that one.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, not since there won't be any lag because they'll be in the same country, so they won't be able to win that one.
unless we got like Korean American and Japanese American players.
Yeah.
So before we
what
get
else we got? Oh.
So moving from one unusual topic to the next, is Sony has recently announced that they're getting into the amiibo market. Well, they don't call them amiibo. It's the Sony.
They don't have NS chips, do they?
No.
They're
called
just little figures.
They're just character figures based on other stuff. Yeah.
They're made by a third party and they're only sold at GameStop.
I would argue they're more in competition with the Funko Pop type stuff than
I think more than anything, just like the fact that they're video games and the kind of packaging is kind of sort of reminiscent. But I've also argued that amiibo really aren't anything other than figures for the most part. I mean, technically they've got NFC chips, but how often are you using them versus just displaying them?
Wait,
true.
I missed the beginning. What are they again?
Totaku.
They have NFC chips in them or no?
No. They're just figures.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You can get a Papa the Rappa
video game figure. Oh,
or
pass.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like something that you would find at GameStop nowadays, as we were talking about last week. Sort of that Hot Topic vibe type thing.
Eric will be the only person who will ever see them.
You'll have to tell us what they look like.
Yeah.
Take pictures.
Okay, I'll take a picture.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people said that they were trying to catch the amiibo wave, but I think that wave is over anyway.
That's long gone. Yeah.
I think they were just like, here's some figures, and people were like, let's just make this a story by saying they were trying to rip off amiibo, even though they're really not.
That's That's the way
you could say every figure is ripping off G.I. Joe.
That's true. So, well, there's a sort of, I guess our next story is a bit of a specialized topic, and that is something that, again, that the two Fire Emblem fans here may be somewhat excited about. And the anniversary for Fire Emblem Heroes is coming up pretty soon. And we've got another Choose Your Heroes event for costumed characters.
Yeah. If you vote every day, you get wallpapers.
I love that they've included wallpapers into Fire Emblem Heroes now. The circle is complete. It's an official Nintendo game. I have been logging in to vote them. And I'm sad I missed one day.
Oh, did you? How many days has it been?
I think today would be the third day. This is Tuesday, so...
Oh, I missed a day then, too.
Yeah, I think it started Sunday.
Oh, shoot. No. I missed that last wallpaper.
Yep. Hopefully it'll run over, so they'll have a little leeway there.
Yeah.
So, are you voting for someone specific, or are you just picking...
No.
No.
I did random, and I didn't like any of the ones that came up, so I closed my eyes and tapped the arrow button to pick from the game.
Nice.
That that person isn't in Fire Emblem Heroes, so I'm going to choose them.
I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to think of characters that either aren't, don't have any variations or that aren't in there. So
yeah,
I did like that they included the Fire Emblem Heroes specific characters, especially the new ones that's introduced in Book 2. So,
yeah, I like that too. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting Fire Emblem Heroes to be an option.
Right. So, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see who wins.
Yeah, me too. So are you, as me, super excited that there's Tempest Trials like every other week now?
No.
Like I finished the one, and it's like the day I finished it, there was an announcement. There's another one starting next week.
Yeah.
Like, no more, please.
Yeah, they get old really fast. But when we don't have one, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do?
Yeah, the last couple of days I've got all these points to spend, and I don't know what to do with them. And for those that don't play Fire Emblem Heroes, it's basically just you play the same levels over and over and grind and grind and grind to get points, to get orbs or characters. So it's not really
like
fun.
Mario Run.
It's a lot like Mario Run, except it takes a lot longer.
Or Mario Run if you didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Wait, if you buy Mario Run, then you get new levels. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you don't have to grind the same 3 levels.
Instead, you just get more levels to grind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I passed on the opportunity to get the 100 platinum points by voting on a Fire Emblem character.
Oh, you get 100 for 100 platinum for what?
Oh no, you
got a new voter. Now Eric's gonna decide the fate of your champion.
You can just pick random. So I mean, I'm voting for them.
Yeah. I'm voting to get new characters in, but
it's really odd. They've eliminated all of the characters that won before, except Ike, which I think means Ike will probably win unless something weird happens.
Yeah, I wonder why they left him in.
I don't understand that.
How much longer can that game really go, you think? Could you
Years.
see yourself in
Another
2
year?
years?
Yeah.
I know we don't even mention anymore. The Animal Crossing keeps adding more and more stuff. I saw that clothes crafting and stuff is in there now, and I wouldn't know because I haven't been in there.
I'm not sure how I feel about people that are still keeping up to date and grinding out all the stuff in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I'm not sure if I think they're insane.
That's Barry and
Max. Oh.
Max, are you grinding it out?
Barry,
are you keeping
Dana.
I haven't played for a long time.
See, I just don't understand how people can do it. It's either just iron will or insanity. I just I love Animal Crossing, but no.
Yeah.
Well, our next topic, I think Mo is the best one to explain this. As you have been, if you've keeping up with our Twitter, you've seen there was a pretty interesting image come up today. That you can now listen to the Nintendo Open Air podcast on your Switch. So, of course.
Yeah. So, as I was perusing Reddit the other day, there was a post that was in the popular posts for Nintendo Switch of somebody saying like, hey, you can watch YouTube on your Switch now. And I was like, okay, well, let's see what this is. And I go in there and there's basically a link that it's basically like, it's kind of a waste of time. It's one of those things that you do just to say you could do. But I expected you'd have to hook up to a PC and do a bunch of weird stuff with codes, and you don't. It uses your Facebook sign in. You can link to your Facebook, and you basically post this little link on your Facebook, and then when you go through your Switch to your Facebook thing, you can see that post in your Switch, and then you just click it, and it takes you basically to a site that allows you to search for YouTube videos, and you can watch them. So I was able to watch this very podcast on my Switch. So it's a neat little parlor trick, but kind of time consuming. And like I said, it's one of those things you just do it to say you could do it. But I still want a YouTube app.
Kind of like finding a box of Super Mario cereal.
Yeah. It's like it's one of those things you just do to say you do it, unless you're Z, who becomes addicted.
I kind of have.
And buys a trillion. Also on the cereal front, we've got another new adopter.
Anyone?
I'm not really an adopter. I tried one box and I didn't like it. It's kind of bland, and then these. Am I gonna what?
You gonna keep the box though?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out on Odyssey.
What if somebody will give you $5 on eBay?
Oh yeah,
it shows you the location of a moon that you haven't yet collected, just like every other amiibo does.
I know. I was gonna say you can get that with just any other amiibo. I might not even use it in the game. Then never mind.
But this time it says you found a delicious amiibo, and it's the only amiibo that has that text in the game.
You just hunted every store in your area so you could see the word delicious in Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
But you probably haven't turned that game on since day one.
I've turned close to day one. Yeah.
I was gonna say, have you launched Super Mario Odyssey since the month it came out?
Since the month it came out? Probably not. No. Oh, it came out in October, so yeah.
How many drinks have you had so far tonight, Mo?
Oh, drinks?
Yeah.
I'm drinking tea.
Oh yeah, good man.
Yeah, no, I'm not really drinking now. Sorry to disappoint.
So
I should be.
I'm not going to make you repeat what your wife was saying to you earlier, Z, but how many boxes of cereal have you had now?
Oh, she was making fun. I have a stack of 5 boxes here in the room, 3 of which are unopened, 2 of which are empty. And there's of course the half-empty box down in the kitchen. So I figure I'll be over it by then, and then I can start weaning myself off with the bags of generic Lucky Charms from the Albertsons. I think I'll be all right.
They probably taste about the same.
I'm sure they're close enough.
You've entered the Super Mario cereal recovery program. If you stop buying.
No, I mean, right. I'm like that. I'm like the alcoholic who says I'm going to quit. I've still got 3 or 4 more boxes to go through here, and I will go through them. Damn it.
Yeah, I've still got 3 unopened boxes.
Same here.
But that's because I went crazy and bought 5 when I saw them. I was like, I may never see them again. Got to get them.
I got my mom scared up 6 for me for some reason. She just bought them all that they had. I gave away 2 as just kind of a gift to a friend that was a fan, and kept the remaining 4, ate 2, but couldn't allow myself to touch the remaining 2 until I had secured a new connection. So I found 2 more at the Albertsons, so I can allow myself to eat a couple.
I might just for fun just cut the amiibo off of the box and just keep it somewhere.
Make your own amiibo.
Well, there you go. Make a custom amiibo out of the cereal box amiibo. Yeah. Make a custom cardboard Labo amiibo.
I've got the little I've got that little 8-bit Mario action figure that was like not an amiibo, that was just one of the World of Nintendo 8-bit Marios. I could just tape that thing to the bottom of that, and that's my
there you go.
That's your delicious amiibo.
Or I could laminate some cereal and slip the amiibo into it.
Ooh, I still have this little packet of M&Ms that have a Switch logo on them, not on the M&Ms themselves, just on the package.
Oh, yeah.
I could just tape it to the back of that.
There you go. Sell it on eBay as a custom amiibo.
I was thinking you could make some really interesting YouTube videos and post them on Twitter.
Oh, this Pokeball weed grinder. Totally. I'm going to do it. That's becoming an amiibo.
Mean herb grinder.
Pardon me, herb grinder. Yeah. But weed, right? When I go out in the yard, I got to pick weeds up out of the grass. You got to grind them up somehow, right?
That's true.
So I have a Pokeball grinder for that.
Yeah.
So we should probably move on to our final topic before we
heroin. Oh. Sorry.
Anyone ever see that South Park episode with Heroin Hero? I want Heroin Hero.
No, I didn't.
Which?
I don't think I saw
I
that
didn't see
one.
that one.
That was the whole episode was about Guitar Hero, but at some point Stan falls off the wagon and starts playing too much Heroin Hero, and then he can't keep up with the Guitar Hero gigs. Yeah.
Shame. So tell me, Jason, what is our final topic tonight?
Oh, it's this little thing you may have heard of called Nintendo Labo. I don't know.
Sounds
You guys
familiar.
heard of it?
Labia, what?
Yeah.
Labio,
You did it.
Labio version. I think I got one of those.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yep. It's what we never knew Nintendo was making, which is cardboard boxes.
I'd say the internet certainly has an opinion on the matter.
Yes, definitely.
Based on the trends. Yeah.
Yeah, the thumbs up to thumbs down, it's about 12% thumbs down, I think, or something. Or what,
I think it helps that most people understand that Nintendo right out of the gate said, this is for kids. Like,
but then the
this-
second,
Yeah.
What was
did.
the
or
first-
those were kids at heart.
but what was
then-
the first thing that everyone said is, how can I get into that giant robot suit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty sure
How
I've
big do those
watched
straps
that.
adjust?
I've watched that video of that kid in slow-mo, like in the sweatpants or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's a grown-ass adult just made, like, dressed up in a sweatsuit
kid's
to make to
clothes.
look like a kid. Yeah.
I think
Or at least
Nintendo's
like
smart
a,
enough to
you
know that
know,
they're going to have to make
an
it
older teenager.
available in sizes for man children.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones who have the $80 to plunk down on it.
That's right.
Yeah.
The prices they come in two packages called PlayCon 1 and 2. And
Yeah.
they're $70 and $80.
Well, I think Nintendo really
Mhm.
is hoping kids are going to be asking their parents for this.
Yeah.
And
they try to sell it as though it's going to be, dad and mom spending quality time with their kid building these things together, and
it would be for
that's
me.
kind of their experience.
Except my kid might not get to play with it.
Yeah.
My kid's not old enough.
But I don't know. I think kids will probably think it's cool.
You could put her inside of one of the cardboard boxes and then try to move her with the Joy-Con.
You could build her into the piano.
You've got enough Joy-Con there. You might could move her.
Yeah.
Dude, no, the robot backpack.
Or the backpack. Carry
Yeah.
around. So who has anyone here pre-ordered any of this stuff? This kid stuff
I plead the fifth.
for kids. Yeah. No, I did. I always pre-order stuff and then I consider canceling and never usually do.
That's exactly where I am right now, and I know I won't.
But yeah, I pre-ordered the variety pack only because I don't really care about Project Giant Robot.
Oh, but I had to get my whole $30 off at Best Buy.
Yeah, and I got my discount as well. I mainly pre-ordered it because I was like, I don't know for sure if I want it or not, but I have a feeling it's going to sell it. Like I wasn't sure. I don't think it has sold out in pre-order.
It's
like
cardboard.
so many other. I know, but
there's no excuse Nintendo can come up with for underproducing this crap, unless they run out of trees in Japan. And I don't know.
They have a hard time. They have a hard time, keeping. We talked about that last week or 2 weeks ago about the supply of physical media in Japan. So,
well, here's another thing Nintendo ought to know. I mean, here's the thing: the kits come with a game. I don't know if Nintendo is really planning to sell their own. Like, I imagine clone cardboard kits will come out immediately on
They're
Amazon.
making the patterns available for free, they say.
Well, wait, there was back and forth on that. I heard that they were, and then they weren't. Are they for sure doing that?
From my understanding, because there was originally a rumor that they would be providing free cardboard replacements, which I don't think they are. But I think they did say they were going to have the patterns available.
So some moron misunderstood that to mean
that they would get free replacement cardboard. No, okay,
But
gotcha.
I think the patterns. But we know there's going to be 3D printed versions of all this stuff, and Etsy shops and stuff selling higher quality versions.
I mean, for me, a 3D printer is something I've looked at for literally almost 10 years now anyway. So it's something I should just get, and I should just make my own 3D printed versions of all these, because I'm sure the plans will just be available online to
You
do
just
it.
have to remember to fold them before you make the 3D printed version. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard piece of plastic you can't fold.
Well, no, I mean, what it'll be is people will have the whole backpack. You just, pre-made. Will just spit out of your 3D printer. There will probably be some pieces that have to be made separately, just based on certain shapes and whatever that are hard for 3D printer.
I mean, my main concern with this was automatically, like most people, just the durability factor. And it's like, I'm gonna have this thing I have to baby.
I totally am gonna spray it down with or hell, I bought all this for because I did model planes for a while, and I have a ton of this fiberglass kit stuff. I could totally coat at least I could do the whole backpack, or I could probably do most of the items from the variety kit with one container of Z-epoxy for anybody of the one person listening that might have any familiarity with hobby products.
By the way, the free patterns, that is totally to counteract all the people calling and say, I bought your, PlayCon kit and it's tore up. My kid ripped one of the seams out or something, And they're going to say, you get the pattern free online. So
print it out, tape it to a cardboard box, cut it out.
That's going to be a nightmare for their customer service. There's going to be people. I was trying to put it together, and it broke at the fold point while I was trying to put it together. My kid didn't even get to use this yet.
Yeah.
They're going to get that stuff. It's going to be awful. It's a neat idea. It's one of those things that only Nintendo.
And I should point out, this does tick off some little slots there that have been out in the open. It's the slot in VR patent, self-walking legs patent, Project Giant Robot. It's all taken care of in this one little project.
Oh, yeah. That's a good... The moment the moment we saw the robot thing, we're like, ha, that's what happened.
Maybe.
And it also... It also does takes care of what Kimishima was saying is the new play styles, because it's going to use IR motion camera. It's going to have HD rumble. It's going to have some Bluetooth connectivity. And
I think that's the biggest thing is the IR cameras finally got a use.
Yep. He promised it, and we never dreamed it would come, but it has.
It doesn't quite fit what I'd hoped.
No, I don't think it fits.
You thought you would actually have to be holding the Joy-Con to use the camera.
I don't know.
Turns out you're just going to be placing it in something.
And a piece of cardboard.
It's neat, and it's really cool. Don't get me wrong, but it still doesn't solve the problem for me, which is I have this Switch here, and I have some stuff to play on it, but after Zelda,
I don't anticipate logging 400 hours in Labo.
Exactly.
Somebody though.
That'll be fun for a weekend.
It's a good birthday present. You get it you don't pay for it yourself. You open it up, you play with it, and you set it aside.
I mean, if you happen to have a kid of just the right age, and you're a geek, they're a geek, this would totally work. I mean, you know what I mean? But it seems somewhat limited in its real legs. Like I see college kids buying this and having fun with it for a weekend. Yeah.
Lit on fire.
Yeah.
Well, there's one channel on YouTube that will definitely do that, where they just buy expensive things and then trash them.
Like in my case, I have a few family gatherings a year that I go to where there's a bunch of kids, and I'll bust out a couple of the variety pack items at each of them probably, and or the robot suit at one of them where it's a bunch of like college age kids that'll probably have a better time with it.
The build time, I don't know if they've said what the build time is on the backpack, but I know that they said for the piano that it could be up to 2 hours depending on your skill level.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
cardboard.
I mean, that's a long
How
time.
can folding cardboard take you 2 hours?
Because this stuff's elaborate.
Each
you got to
of
put
those
it there. There's
keys-
like reflective tape that you have
that's
to
right. There's
replace.
reflective stickers on them and stuff that you have to put.
And if you notice in the video, when they're playing the piano, they push down on the key and the key snaps back up. So I'm wondering
There's
if
rubber
that's the
bands.
foam, because
That's
it
gotta be the rubber
mentions that
band.
there's foam pads that come with everything, and I'm wondering if that's just from the foam.
Oh,
because
maybe.
that would be an easy way when you push down on it, the foam regains its shape.
Fair enough.
Because I can't think of what the foam stuff could be used for.
You do have to fold each individual key. The product, and okay, in Japan, it's there's a certain they revere meticulousness, right?
Yeah.
This product really is a Japanese product. If it takes
they should have done a Lazo version where it's all pre-built and you can just pay like 20 extra bucks or something.
I wonder if you can buy it at a store and like pay them to make it for you.
Yeah, you ask the Geek Squad to assemble it for you.
For $60.
Which is right in Japan. That will be a badge of honor. I mean, I don't know, man. Americans are too lazy for puzzles and shit like that these days.
I think that's the way they intend it, though, is that's part of the experience, is the building it and understanding how it works, and it might have some educational value in that way.
Coming from the model plane end and all that kind of stuff, right? Especially doing it on the cheap, you're building a lot of stuff yourself. So but any of that kind of hobby stuff is a substantial portion of it is the building and the fixing and all that kind of thing. And there's, even for a grown man, that you still, learn stuff, you still figure stuff out. And it's,
I really want to see what all is included with the software. Like, is everything just kind of a one-trick pony?
I think so.
Thing, because like the piano, the screenshot of the piano stuff didn't look too interesting to me. I'm just like, this is just one game. Like, building a piano for 2 hours to play one game that you'll probably be done with in 2 minutes.
And by the way, I hope they really put this into like a Labo overall game, and it's not you have to download all those games, because the way the Switch is now, you're going to have a screen full of Labo games.
I could see them doing that, breaking them into individual pieces, or having specials at stores. Like GameStop has a pre-order exclusive that you get a certain piece of Labo cardboard and an extra a download code for the software to go with it.
It would be something cosmetic. I couldn't see Nintendo doing anything really like that. But again, it would have to take off first, and we have yet to see. I don't know.
Can't wait for all the cardboard Labo gear that they'll have at E3, like a keychain made out of cardboard that just has the Nintendo Labo logo.
Like Google got a foot in the door with education with the cardboard thing, right? It's the modern Viewmaster, but you can let kids look at 3D pictures of the Parthenon or whatever. In this case, I don't see this getting the same kind of foot in the door with schools, because at the end of the day, it's not quite directly educational.
No, I see a couple of cool science teachers, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Buying it for their class and being like, you guys, it's probably Nintendo fans that are lazy that are saying, all right, you kids build this stuff. I'll watch.
Yeah.
If it takes 2 days or something, over 2 classes or whatever to build some of the stuff. I could see them doing that, but I think the fact that I don't expect the games to be that engaging once you get the stuff built.
I do feel that
it's going to hold anybody's interest for more than a week.
I do kind of assume the games will be the letdown, right? Once you get the thing built, and then you actually put the game in, it's like, it's going to be cool for a few minutes, and then exactly.
Like if you look at that Project Robot
1-2 Switch with
know,
accessories.
Yeah.
Like even at E3 when they showed Project Giant Robot, you were like, yeah, that's kind of cool, but I never was like, boy, I'll play that for hours.
That's how in fairness, that's how I
Right.
felt about Splatoon the first time I saw it.
That's true. Yeah, me too. But so I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic, but it seems weird that this is another thing that they didn't do in a direct or anything. They were just, you know, that would have been an E3 mind blower. But I guess they were probably afraid because they didn't know what the public reaction was going to be, so they wouldn't want to wait for something like that.
You know what? Maybe this was supposed to be their fabled rumored direct, and they pushed it a week because of the leak that it was coming.
Well, I wonder if it was because the mini just kind of blew up in their face. There was a lot of.
Oh, maybe they moved it up,
but it was still only like 3 minutes too, though. Like this was just, hey, there's a video out.
But everyone stopped talking about the mini direct, and now they're all talking about Labo and saying, "We love Nintendo, we love Labo."
Oh. Maybe we're done talking about the mini direct anyway.
I mean, because pretty much immediately after the mini direct, that was the thing though, is because it sucked. So pretty much immediately after the mini direct, it was like maybe they did move.
When's the next thing coming?
Yeah, maybe they did move it up a few weeks. In fact, because they announced it, but it's not coming out till
April 20.
420, dog.
420, yeah, 420. Which is perfect. Maybe that was targeted intentionally. Maybe they're going for a certain millennial type demographic that they'll think that's cool.
I don't think so.
Well, I can tell.
I think like all their dates, they just throw a dartboard at a calendar.
2 hours.
Throw a dart at a calendar, rather.
It's got to be a Friday.
2 hours building a cardboard piano. Yeah. I could not do that if I were not stoned.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Like I imagine being on the floor, sweating and frustrated. I don't know. The instructions look.
That's why I just said what I said.
Yeah, the instructions look like they're probably pretty good though. That it's got like little 3D models on the screen that it takes you through, and I'm sure I trust Nintendo to be foolproof enough. And thorough, and I'm hoping that I would assume that whatever the cardboard is, it would be a high quality cardboard or as high quality as cardboard can be.
I would also assume that Nintendo overestimates their audience.
Well,
so you can't really build these things, but they think we can.
Yes.
No, I think
at least here in America,
they would have to have a room full of actual like 12-year-olds putting this stuff together before they ever even showed it to us. I think
they had a room full of Japanese 12-year-olds putting it together.
Yeah,
and then they got a room full of American 12-year-olds together, and then they said, "Well, we'll sell it in America anyway."
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll market it to the adults.
If we can build Lego, we can build Labo.
Ooh, I didn't think of that connection. Maybe I bet you that came up in a marketing room discussion.
They're like, how do we throw an O at the end of it?
Lego seems a lot easier than.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Until you try to get them apart after they've been stuck together for about 3 years.
It's awful.
Yeah, I mean, I worry about like the whole the rubber bands are going to dry out and snap at some point. You're going to have to.
You will be able to buy. I guarantee you, there will be aftermarket silicone, bands that last 20 years or some crap. There will be. Yes.
Or if you got a kid with braces in your house.
Oh,
there you go.
or just a family member or friend who's a dentist.
They're going to have an accessory pack as well that has extra rubber bands and stickers. And colored tape.
Extra rubber bands?
Yeah, it does have, yeah. It's got extra rubber bands.
I need to go add this to my order.
Uh-oh.
Stickers.
You're like rubber bands and they're only $10? Pre-order. Something tells me there will be plenty of those accessory packs on the shelves.
Yeah, you're right. I need 4 months in advance to make sure that I get my spare rubber bands.
Yeah,
that come in a box with Nintendo.
Or maybe not. Those will be right there next to the Animal Crossing amiibo.
I'm just picturing the person who hasn't seen any of this, and they go walking down the video game aisle, and there's a box of Nintendo rubber band stickers.
Yeah.
for $10.
Stickers and rubber bands. What is this thing?
Nintendo.
Well, it says Nintendo. I'll pick it up for him. Yeah.
No, they're gonna walk a hole on the shelf, and they're gonna ask the salesperson, "What is this? Why has this sold out?" It's rubber bands and stickers. We can't keep that in
It's a
stock.
bunch of stickers for the cardboard stuff. Yeah, I could see them definitely doing a lot of cross promotional stuff. It would be easy and cheap for them to do that, where they do different things with it.
Well, the other thing is, right? They can have this sticker with this special QR code on it. Stick it inside your piano, and voila, you get some magical bonus.
Yeah, and it would be easy too for them if they wanted to DLC this stuff and say, now here's a whole new slew of piano games or a whole new slew of robot suit games.
If they make
we
it
know Nintendo, they won't do that.
Yeah, they will. It'll just take a year or two.
If they made it to where you could disassemble it and reassemble it into a different pattern.
Oh,
yeah.
No, that would be
cardboard Transformers.
Yes,
that would be epic, but they won't do it.
I really wonder if they would be smart enough to do these as Switch rewards or some kind of on their My Nintendo to you cash in so many and we'll send you a piece of cardboard.
I think they have a thing in the US about shipping stuff. They, you know what I mean? They just have canned that.
Yeah, maybe. But it would be easy to do, and you could get the download code. Like you said,
if you're going to ship anything, cardboard is about the easiest.
But there were a slew of things though that they did not show. I guess we didn't even talk about the RC car, which from what I understand has 2 of them in the package. So there's one I know I will keep, one unused and one used.
Wait, it's a bug though, not really a car.
Well, whatever.
Why is there 2 of them in
there? I don't know. So you'll buy 2 more Joy-Con.
Yeah.
And another Switch?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh,
that's a good question now. Well, maybe they knew that's the first one you're going to build and the first one that's going to get stepped on.
That's true.
Or only one of the 2 will work.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's true too. Like I said, I'm assuming that has to be on a very hard surface to work.
That's got to be a perfectly hard, flat, smooth surface.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I've been wondering, I haven't gone back to look at the video to double check, but I've been wondering if the video's sped up of it moving around.
I wouldn't doubt it. Something tells me it's not going to work as I almost wanted to say as amazingly, even though it really wasn't amazing.
Well, it's kind of amazing for what it is.
The worst one is the guy that falls down, cardboard falling down man.
Yeah, what is that one?
That
one made me laugh.
That one, I imagine, has the shortest build time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just punch it out and it's ready to go. Yeah, that was a weird one. But we know from the trailer that there are other products that are not in the variety pack or the robot pack. So there's a camera.
And from what Reggie has said, he's made it pretty clear that they hope this will be a success. If you didn't catch the quotes, which was littered all over my intro there, they were, they plan on more coming and they're planning on third-party support. So it's not out of the question.
We saw there's a bird thing that does something. I mean, it's kind of perfect in the fact that it costs them next to nothing to produce, and they could just keep doing more and more individual Labo things that just have a download code.
And it's the ultimate expression of Nintendo's kind of design philosophy of R&D and putting out, using products that are old products, right? The Game and Watches,
like a bunch of old Wii U boxes.
Maybe those Splatoon 2 boxes they were trying to sell in Japan didn't do as well as they thought. I'm almost certain
those would have been plastic.
You know what? I'm positive that there is some relationship between Labo and them selling those empty boxes. Like they got some partner that produces a shitload of cardboard somewhere, and
those empty boxes would have been plastic. But yeah,
talking about partners, they have said that.
They had the Splatoon Switch boxes, the full console. Sorry, go ahead, Jason.
But haven't they already said that the cardboard manufacturers that they deal with, their stock has went way up and production has went way up and all this stuff?
That's
I don't doubt it.
I don't think they should count their chickens before they hatch.
Well, we do have some interesting numbers. It has brought up Nintendo stock, which the time I wrote it down, I think was high since September of 2017. But I think it's higher than that now. I think it's back to earlier than that. But an analyst at McGuire's, which is David Gibson, predicts they will sell 1 to 2 million units at a profit of $45 to $90 million on cardboard.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. There's a lot of people that are going to buy it at least one time.
Yeah.
You know?
2 million cardboard units, so that's it. Wow.
That's why they were smart not doing an individual set, although I wonder if they could have made more doing it that way, if they just sold the piano as a standalone or just sold like the bug for $5.
I think it'd be like Amiibo. A lot of the least popular ones would be
on the shelves,
left out. Yeah, nobody would buy.
Yeah,
nobody'd buy the guy that falls down. Falls down, man. I hope they put him in Smash.
Confirmed.
The Fall Guy.
Game and Watch's alter ego.
Yeah.
He will be part of Variety Pack 2, apparently.
Yeah.
We'll have to be in a Variety Pack.
That's what solidified my pre-order.
And you know what? You could make the Fall Guy. You don't need any software. You just do the fine Joy-Con.
Yeah.
That would have to be named the Fall Guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, the thing is, it has to support the Joy-Con as well. But yeah, it seems like, I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing there's more to it. It looked like they were doing like something on the gamepad, like to make it. I don't know if they were trying to make his legs spread out more. Like, I don't know if it's like some kind of weird Jenga thing where you see how much you can move him before he falls over, or what.
I think it's like the stupid 1-2 switch game where you shake up the champagne bottle and then hand it to the next person, and then they shake it up and hand it to the next person. Well, if you just don't shake it, you don't lose.
He doesn't fall over.
Yeah, well, it's the same. Yeah, no, it's. And is anybody else offended? Does anybody else think it's racist that it's a brown man falling over?
No.
Okay.
No, it's cardboard. Yeah.
But if you'd like, you can paint it white. It makes you feel better.
Or whatever nationality.
They urge you to decorate it. I'm sure we're going to see a bunch of people doing crazy customizations on Twitter and elsewhere.
Especially a falling down man.
Drawing faces on him. Yeah. Put Donald Trump's face on it.
I was thinking Reggie's face on it.
It could be Reggie too. I'm sure that'll be there. There'll be people. There's people cutting out magazine pictures right now, hoping it'll be the right size.
Yeah, as we speak, waiting.
Or just printing them, I guess. But yeah, they could easily do that. I don't know about. I mean, I guess if it does well, third parties will get involved. But this is one of those ones I don't see third parties initially jumping at.
No,
it's probably one where third parties go, well, what the hell could we do with this?
You know what?
Like,
I bet you a few third party devs, probably indies. Go ahead, Eric.
I don't think any third parties jumped in on the Wii balance board. Go ahead.
Can anybody confirm that? Was there Wii balance?
The only one I know, and I've brought it up before, is the Google. Google Street used it.
That's
you
right.
could walk around the Street View. But no,
I don't even think Google made money off of that, though, did they?
I thought there were some Wii games.
They did sell the game.
I thought there was. Yeah, it was for pay. I think there were some Wii games that were that I think came out and used it, but I don't remember.
Oh, the Tetris.
But most Nintendo stuff is only Nintendo going to use.
Right. A lot of the indies are making a point. It's like a big deal to be able to partner with a production company or whatever, or a publishing house, and actually get a game, physically released.
and
Yeah.
they like to do box art and
Mhm.
they like to do little art books and manuals and whatever. And I could see like, say, Yacht Club or something putting out some little cardboard foldable something or other, right? They
What
were the
does
first
Yacht
ones
Club make again?
they were the first ones to do a third party amiibo.
Well, that's the
Right.
thing. I could see them doing like a cardboard
Oh,
shovel, but
Shovel
I
Knight.
couldn't see anybody doing something that actually interacts with the software or has a Joy-Con attached to it, or
They would come up with. I would think they would plug some little mini game in or something.
Yeah.
Come up with something cute and make a little mini game out of it. That's just a little side thing.
maybe make like a sword and a shield that your Joy-Con can attach to that allows you to just hold it and use those in place of, holding them in your hand. Like, I don't know. I don't see anything being really interactive like the Labo stuff is.
No, they could do it, but it wouldn't be necessarily something simple. There's nothing.
I'm surprised they found this many uses for it, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well,
But
falling
it's
down,
obvious that the stuff is
right?
highly
Anybody can
engineered,
pull
though.
off something like that.
Yeah.
Falling Down Man is not highly engineered.
No, but like the piano and the backpack certainly are.
And the house looks pretty, like it might be pretty complex. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about third-party developers. Max sent me an article earlier in the week, and it was about I believe it was an independent developer who said the best thing about Nintendo Labo is that they do not have to develop something for it. So,
so Nintendo's not pushing anybody apparently.
No.
Like I said, it's something I expect to sell well when it first comes out, and then once reviews and stuff. And it's like I almost feel like if you're not getting it at launch, you're not getting it. Like
kind of like ARMS.
I'm
like
wondering. I'm wondering how that pedal works. Like you were saying with the keyboard keys, where you push down on it comes back up. Like
well, the pedal had rubber bands on it for resistance.
Okay. And that weird flapper.
I guess that's supposed to be a brake pedal for the motorcycle game.
Yeah, brake being the operative word.
Or brake, yeah. yeah. You're gonna stomp on it. You're either gonna crush the pedal or snap the rubber band. One of you.
Yeah.
We'll see which one goes first.
Or break your choice on it.
The thing is with a variety pack, especially, it's like, well, I guess even with a robot, really, you're gonna build all this crap. And then you have to find a place to put this stuff where it's not going to get messed up.
Where
it's
the cats
out of the way. And
like the
yeah, well, that's the other thing.
The smaller ones you can put inside the robot backpack, right? The piano's too big. The house is too.
Some of them will fit back in the Labo box, maybe.
One of them.
Actually, the Labo box is going to be flat because the cardboard's all flat.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're gonna have to make it a big box.
Yeah. So the box is like, I guess you're going to have to put stuff like, you're going to have to figure out which are the biggest ones, like the house and the robot, and put everything else inside those, like nested, like Russian dolls.
for Labo display cases.
No, actually, yeah, right. You put Falling Man inside the piano, and then you put the piano inside the house, and then you put the house inside the backpack.
I don't think it'll fit that way.
Yeah, it would.
You might have to take the house out of the equation.
The backpack looks pretty full when they open it up and show inside.
Nah.
The levers.
Not really. No, that's all flat.
It had the little sliders inside with the reflective tape on them.
Yeah, that's mostly flat. I think you could squeeze a piano in there. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a genius use of the IR camera. It's just not what I expected them to use. I don't know what. I think we just talked the other week about how worthless that IR camera is.
You'd like to bring it up. That's been something that's been like a pet peeve of yours from the get-go. Is like, when the hell are they going to do something with IR camera?
Why do they need it? Well, it's because I don't think there's anything they can do. But I mean, this is, I guess, something.
This is what we said about the Amiibo reader for 2 years on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's true. They finally got something, but I don't know. Eric, you buying it?
No, the cardboard it turns me off because it's cheap and like laughable. But I mean, if the games are good, I might.
They won't be.
I might buy it. Well, I say I'm not going to buy it, but I probably will end up buying it. That's how it usually works. I'll say I'm not going to buy it,
put
and
it
then
in
I'll buy
Ninja Launcher.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't even. So
Yeah,
many.
that's true.
I have to look, but I don't know. Maybe.
So
How many
lot,
hours have you put into
so
Mario?
game-
Wait.
so the
How
quality
many
of the
Marios have you
game-
put into Mario Odyssey?
How many
10,
hours
I
have you
think?
put into Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
70.
Oh, really?
70 into
Okay,
Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
Never mind.
Was that before your sister took over or after?
That's including her
Yeah,
sister's playtime.
Before. No, she has her own file that has like a
Oh, that's
lot
right.
on it. I think it's just,
So,
yeah.
but you've spent more time on Miitopia than you have on Mario Odyssey.
And Badge Arcade. The point we're making is that
Yeah.
game quality
Yeah,
should
Badge Arcade.
really matter to you.
Yeah, you'll play anything.
It's just the cardboard. The cardboard turns me off. But
Really?
I'll probably end
Yeah.
up getting it though.
Well, some third party's probably
Well, I mean,
going to
it's
come
always
up with a
like, I
solution
always-
for that too.
Whenever I say I'm not going to get something, I usually get it, and then when I say I am going to get something, I usually don't. So
Yeah.
that's how that works.
Yeah, you were going to get Oh Sir, the insult generator.
Did I say that?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I said I was going to get
it's $2.
I said I was going to get LA Noir, and I didn't get the.
That's true.
Mo just
Sure.
says he's not going to then rents it, then
Yeah.
buys it.
But you can't. Oh man,
Yeah,
it wouldn't
and
it be
then
awesome
gets
if they
it.
rented Labo?
Oh yeah.
Whoever's the
great.
first to rent it gets to build it.
Yep.
They bring it back. It's like
No,
this
wreck
doesn't
it.
fit in
No,
my-
it's just like rewinding your tapes. You have to
Mhm.
completely
Flatten it
disassemble
back
and
out.
flatten it back out before you bring it back.
That would be something. I could see them ordering it just because it's a game, not realizing.
And then they just rent out
Then
the
they get it in
cartridge
the store
itself.
and go, "What are we supposed to do?" Yeah. Who knows?
Maybe it
Do
doesn't
you
come
think,
with a
Jason,
cartridge.
you gonna bite on this one? We
No,
didn't even talk about the awesome fishing game.
I think this is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life, and I
I
will
know
not buy
it is.
Wow.
It is
did not
ridiculous.
I don't understand why Nintendo stock has went up. I don't understand why people are saying we love Labo. I don't understand why you guys have spent like $100 on cardboard.
The stock has gone up because people like us exist.
120.
For a long
People know
time.
that Nintendo fans will buy anything with Nintendo's name on it, and the fact that it's made out of cardboard, they're like, they're gonna make a killing. So the stock has went up, knowing that they're gonna sell us nothing for a lot.
Yeah, no, stock has
Okay.
gone up. I think specifically because investors go, "You're selling them what for? How much?" And they're just like, and people are excited about this.
Which I mean,
Like-
there's you're paying for. There is a physical media, and there is R&D behind this. That obviously it's highly engineered cardboard. But yeah, they're going to make a lot of. I'm sure the profit margin on the actual physical stuff is a lot.
It's right. It is. If you look at it this way, it's a science kit that is a marketing tool for their video game console.
And this is
Right.
one of those things that I feel like almost like with ARMS and stuff, that they feel like you're going to show off to other people. So it's really just a marketing tool disguised as a game.
Yeah,
Like that you're just going to look at this kind of weird, neat stuff you can do with this console.
I think so. I think it's gonna I think
know.
it's gonna be something that people do with kids that are gonna make kids go home and say, "Hey, mommy, I was over at so and so's house and I want to
He's got a
switch."
cardboard piano. He's got a cardboard fishing game that we broke in
No,
half.
I right. I think I think you're absolutely right. I think this is more of a marketing move than a strategic move than a sales move.
Yeah,
And they'll make
Gets
money
people
on
talking about Nintendo.
because it costs them nothing to produce, and they're selling it for bank. Now R&D, who knows what that cost, but that's something else
Yeah.
entirely.
Well, and that's the other thing is this is clearly a project that was not in development for Wii U that just had to make the jump to Switch. This is definitely specifically designed for the Switch.
And when did we last
Like you said,
hear
it's made out
about
of
Project?
Wii U boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But when did we last hear about Project Giant Robot in its original form? Like, not.
it seems like a few years ago they officially said that the project was dead because forever it was
A
always
few
one of
years
those.
ago.
It was one of those to be announced games forever every time they came up, and then a few years ago they said it was officially dead and that they were no longer bringing Project Robot. It seems like it was a few years ago, or maybe a year ago.
It was what?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Go ahead.
It was originally announced a year before Star Fox Zero was released, right?
That it was dead.
No, that it was
coming out.
No,
it was coming.
And then it was kind of mentioned in the same breath as Star Fox Zero a lot of times. It seemed like.
But what was it in its original form?
Star Fox Zero control scheme, but with a giant robot.
No, I mean,
you could swap out parts.
For Wii U.
Wait, so then how would it?
Yeah, it sounded
for Wii U, but like, how would it? So you would use the gamepad and what else?
Yeah, you'd use the gamepad. The idea was that you would build your own robot and then try to fight other robots or something. And
it was kind of like a combination
build
between
your own
arms.
There was some motion involved as well, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if he was holding two Joy-Cons or how he was doing it, but it did have some kind of weird motion control. Maybe it was just how he was swinging around the pad. And
yeah, I'm sure the gamepad had to be involved
And I just remember, the gamepad had your first-person view, and the TV had your external view. Now,
Miyamoto's preferred way to play, obviously.
Yeah. And again, I think the pushback on Star Fox Zero, even before it was released, was what killed it. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
I can feel the hype train going for the cardboard, though. I might.
Will it last till 420?
Left out maybe if I.
How many college students are going to roll up and bust out some cardboard on 420? I don't know. That'll really that'll tell us how much.
I just had an even crazier idea, and this is completely off topic.
Yeah.
But what if they made a Nintendo Switch-sized transmitter that you can fit in the dock, that the Switch can wirelessly send information to, so you can use the Switch gamepad to play and get a different view than what's on the TV? They could totally make it a Wii U.
I when they talked about their galaxy of hardware that was coming along with the Switch, I kind of assumed that was down the road at some point. Yeah. Something that will effectively turn it back into a Wii U. But they won't go down. They won't go that way, I think. That just because as soon as they announce something like that, people are like, "Ha, you're a failure."
They probably could. Yeah, I don't know. I still hold out hope for a Star Fox Zero port with improved controls.
Will bury that bill and put it under nuclear waste.
They must have named it Star Fox Zero after its Rotten Tomato score.
So to reel this back into Labo, there was to reel it back in. That's right. Fold it back up.
Like the cardboard fishing rod?
Reel it in just like that. So, okay. We've got a probably no from Eric. We've got a definite no from me. We know that Z and Mo are both on it. So,
well, we know Max has cats.
Yeah. I think I'm going to wait and see what everyone else says about it.
Max having cats means it should be an instant buy because the cats will love it.
That's true. You'll get more use out of it than we ever will.
Well, they already have a cardboard scratcher, so.
Yeah, well.
You could terrorize them though. Think about it make it chase them.
They could squeeze inside the house,
dude. But if you ever left that robot backpack open, that would be a cat house in no time.
Oh yeah.
In the piano.
Take it over.
Yeah, I think that's what's to be expected. I can't believe that Jason has no confidence in the greatness of this product.
Well, I mean, I can see why he. Go ahead, Jason.
I was going to say after this was announced, everyone was having such a crazy fit over this. I was wondering for the longest while if I was the only sane person on the planet left,
starting to doubt everybody.
To go into hiding or something.
We know it's stupid. We just can't help ourselves.
Mo, do you think it has anything to do with us having little girls?
No. I think we'd buy it anyway.
I would, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, here's the question: are you going to play with your daughter with it? Is it going to?
No, she'll wreck it. Are you kidding me? How dare they market this to children? Something so fragile. I've heard a few people say, specifically about Labo and children, that like this is a time for you to teach your children about consequences of the fragility. Like, you put pride into building this thing together, and they have to take care of it. And if they don't, it gets wrecked. And since it's $80, you don't get another one.
It's it's like the good old days when you spend.
Lesson.
Yeah, and it's like the good old days when you would spend hours building, those balsa wood model gliders or something. And then you go toss it off.
Throw one time.
Yeah, you toss it off a cliff, and it's just it hits the ground and it's gone. And
I couldn't toss it off the curb without it snapping in half.
Yeah.
Maybe that's their next thing. They should do balsa wood.
Well, when you guys pre-ordered it, you only had to put like $5 down, or did you already pay for the whole thing?
No, it doesn't charge you until it comes out.
The next Labo set will be made out of toothpicks.
Yeah, so you can can eggshells,
straw.
But yeah, no, I've got up until the 19th to cancel. I could cancel it day of. It's not going to charge me until I pick it up. So
yeah, you just don't. I don't even think you technically have to cancel. I think you just don't have to pick it up.
We don't deal with GameStop like you do.
See, GameStop makes you put $5 down. Actually, for
because
Labo,
they know you have no reason to come back if you don't.
Everything about GameStop, about GameStop is insidious. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's every single customer-facing practice they have, you can point to another store and go, they don't do this, or they do this better than you do.
Yeah.
But
also they're the only store too that's just sells video games. So it's like if they end up with 50 pre-orders for a Wii U game and nobody comes to pick it up, they're in a lot more trouble than like a Best Buy is,
Yeah, but the answer to that is to not be, more aggressive with your customers.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I want to know. I want to know Labo
never any
pre-order numbers.
GameStop exclusives that you wanted.
Yeah, that's true. There was a couple Amiibo. You know what? I did. The last thing I think I actually bought from GameStop was that Amiibo 3-pack with Rob and Duck Hunt Dog and Mr. Game & Watch.
Yeah, there were a couple Amiibos during the peak that weren't necessarily GameStop exclusives, but that was the only place I found them. So I paid the retail premium instead of getting my 20% off.
Well, I think that 3-pack was GameStop exclusive, and I think for a while they had Ike and stuff.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That was.
Those are ones that we've never really had. They did the variant on Rob, the Famicom color scheme, but I don't think Duck Hunt and Game & Watch have ever been available separately.
They haven't.
They've never reissued them.
US Rob was never. Well, yeah, but you can get them on Amazon individually now.
You can buy them on PlayAsia and stuff.
Yeah, and they're right now, and even once the fervor died down, and even during the fervor, the prices really weren't bad compared to whatever the US ones were going for.
Yeah, but I don't know. You think in years people will be going on eBaying a mint condition Labo set never been punched out?
Definitely.
At some point.
Yeah. Definitely.
It might be me.
Jason's going to go for it.
That's when
you realize when the regret sinks in.
I could have had Labo back.
Yeah. I could have bought it for only $70 or $80. Now I'm paying $500.
Ouch.
Well, here's the thing, man. If I'm seriously, I'm getting $30 off. If I'm seriously dropping $120 for the first 2 Labo kits, how many more of these
paid
are there
for all the
be?
people like Jason that don't buy it? Oh.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how many more of these are coming out? I see a 1 and a 2 on the boxes on the box art.
Yeah, that's the thing. We know there's a camera. We know there's a bird. There was some other racing game that it seems like they showed that.
Yeah, it looks like there might be one more big racing game, and then another variety pack, and then I think everyone was speculating the Pokemon Snap cardboard camera. Maybe
that's what the internet seems to think.
Yeah,
I'm not convinced. I don't know.
I'm not convinced either. I think not doing Pokemon Snap on the 3DS or Wii U means Nintendo's made up of idiots and they will never do it, because
Like
those
I
would
can
be
see this being dead in a year.
to do that. Like the moment people saw Face Raiders when the 3DS came out, it was like, oh, when's Pokemon Snap coming out? Never.
Yeah.
And then people saw the Wii U and asked the same question, right? People saw the Wii U and said, well, you could do it on this too. Nope.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I could see
don't-
it being dead in a year, and then I could also see E3 us slapping our foreheads, and they're like, look at our exciting new line of Labo coming throughout the rest of 2018, and them just going hard on it.
I'm certain Nintendo's entire booth at E3 will be made of cardboard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Usually is anyway, but this time it won't be painted.
And we also didn't mention, there's also been some speculation that maybe there's a little crossover with the Yoshi game, which they had, the yarn
that's right.
Kirby,
Yeah.
and they had the yarn Yoshi, and then now the new Yoshi trailer that they showed,
Falling down Yoshi,
looked like it was it looked like it was cardboard. So
that's where the Falling Down Man is from.
Yeah,
it's the set. There's just a bunch of various characters from Yoshi made out of cardboard, and they just fall over.
I want a new Street Pass puzzle that's just a piece of cardboard. Just every piece is identical, brown.
And there'd be pink ones.
Yeah.
That's where it'll say Nintendo.
Yeah. You could say Nintendo Labo in the middle, I guess.
Nintendo Labo logo. That'll be the pink ones in the middle.
But, yeah. So it seems like we're split on this, but yeah, I don't think it's amazing. It's definitely not something that you're like, man, I can't wait for this to come out. But it's something that I'm like, yeah, I'd play with that for.
Well,
Did you build
a day.
a lot of model stuff when you were a kid, Mo? Is that what it is?
I did. I mean, I did. I remember buying like Star Wars models and stuff when I was a kid. Like they had the Snap kits, and they also had some blue ones.
Is that something none of you guys did, and that's why you're not excited for this?
Yeah, I didn't do
Although
that.
the building doesn't
I'm
appeal
really
to me.
bad at like constructing stuff, but I don't know. I'll probably still get it.
See, I'm not interested in building it. I don't want to build it. I want it to just be done.
Yeah, me too.
And let me play with it for a few minutes. But the building aspect doesn't sell me at all. But like I said, I could see people being like, "This is something I can do with my kid," and it's it's a way to spend an afternoon, but it's an expensive way to spend an afternoon.
There is one crossover that we didn't mention when we're talking about crossovers, and that is the possibility of a Labo cardboard amiibo. It could happen. It would be perfect with the Yoshi game.
We've already got one, the cereal box.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, Melon amiibo cards, cardboard.
They can, but you know what? You don't necessarily know that there aren't NFC chips embedded in these Labo kits already. I think that could be
true.
That could be a fair assumption. Like, right? Some of them.
But the thing is, the Joy-Con's already embedded into the thing, so it's not. It's like you'd have to take your Joy-Con out to.
Well,
your
yeah.
Toy-Con out.
Well, yeah. Okay. I'm just thinking. I guess once you slot the blue Joy-Con in, it hits an NFC chip and knows it's in this Labo kit. For example,
the red one's the only one that has the.
Oh, you're right.
But yeah,
it isn't the blue one. I'm got my head up my ass. Never mind.
When are we gonna get a Pro Controller Labo?
We'll slot in. Yeah, there you go.
That's yeah. They'll have to do a giant thing, like a dog that walks or something.
Those are those self-walking legs.
Yep. I'm thinking of actually like building a physical amiibo. Like I think about the giant yarn Yoshi. Like if we could make something like that, but out of cardboard. That I'm not.
See, right now, what Labo really lacks is a mascot worthy of an amiibo. Unless
the cereal box is the mascot. I think it's the Fall Guy. I vote for the Fall
Guy. If they want to make him the mascot for it, but they didn't. They didn't try to tie this to any other property. It's not Super Mario Labo or anything like that.
That way they can just cut it loose if it tanks, right?
They don't have to have it on the Wikipedia page of failed franchises.
It's the same thing they did with the Wii, right? When you think about it, they kind of launched the Wii blank. They didn't really connect it to anything in particular. They dual released Twilight Princess, but other than that, right? It was Wii Sports. Mario didn't come out till later. It felt kind of the same way, like they really weren't 100% sure people were going to buy it or not.
Well, see, now they can do Wii Sports Labo, where you hold the Joy-Con with the IR camera facing the pins that have reflective tape, and depending on how you roll, it tells you if you bowled a strike or not. You can just have a visual representation of the pins that don't actually fall down, unless you put the
okay.
Or you could just do it with one pin and put the blue Joy-Con, and if it's a strike, it vibrates and knocks the pin over. So many options. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how this thing pans out. But I don't know. I really don't, like a year from now, I don't expect Labo to hopefully not still be going. Although with it being Nintendo, they like to stretch stuff out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they do sometimes like put something out and then don't support it enough and kind of let it die. The Wii being the best example. ARMS is another good one.
Okay.
You know, you guys played more than me. Like that Animal Crossing expansion they did, that was cool, but like it was just kind of a one-shot blat.
Yeah,
that was it.
If you were already sick of the game, it wasn't.
And it was too little, too late.
Yeah,
like I never went back and played it. I wanted to. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, cool, but there's always that pain of, oh shit, I haven't been in my Animal Crossing town in like 6 months. I don't want to go back there.
Out.
Why bother? They're all probably dead by now. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I definitely understand where Jason's coming from with this.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
me
appreciate
too.
that. I appreciate
But if one of your friends had it, would you want to go over and play with it for a little bit?
No. I mean, I'd go look at it and see.
Did you not ever build models when you were a kid, Jason?
I did build some models. I built some Gundam models or Zoids models, but
I think this will come to a demo station where they'll have like an enclosed, a domed in thing with like the little RC bugs. You can play, but you can't touch.
It'd only be in like 4 cities, and
it reminds me of the kind of thing that they would have in the center of the mall, like the guys who fly the little helicopters and stuff. Nintendo Labo. Yeah.
Speaking of which, how much do you want to bet that now, you know how they've been doing all those Switch things, the events in malls, how much do you want to bet they'll do Labo ones now? And
you could have Labo races with people doing custom bugs.
There you
go. Yeah. I don't know. It's like neat, but it's not setting the world on fire or anything. It's just giving the internet more things to talk about for the month.
Nintendo will be the company you think about more than any other, right?
Yeah. But we'll see. Like I said, there's going to be so much crazy customization going on that you're going to see all this stuff and be like, oh my God. Or people finding new ways to use the software with their own creations and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, not even hacking it, just like, with the RC bugs, it's
life hacking it.
They can make their own things. Yep, I think that's about all we got.
Yeah. So, whether you're on board with Labo or you're saying you're going to pass
on cardboard,
if you're on cardboard or if you're off, it's coming, and we'll be talking about it more, I'm sure. So, thanks for tuning in tonight and sticking out with us through the Labo discussion. Of course, you can always find us on YouTube where we record, and on Twitter if you want to send us some comments or questions. We'd be glad to answer them and hear from our fans. And of course, you can find us on Stitcher and iTunes. So thanks for hanging out with us. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Already on.